The Arizona Cardinals finally have a head coach. Welcome into Cardinals Today. I am your host, Joey O'Donohue, and I am feeling pretty dang good because this Cardinals coaching search has finally concluded, and it's who you may have thought it's going to be. Mike LaFleur will be the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, according to multiple sources. The big dogs, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, all coming in saying it is happening. Hit that subscribe button, and then we'll dive into what this means for Arizona, how this process unfolded, and if it's a good idea or not. I'm going to want your guys' opinions if you're a diehard Cardinals fan. So do hit that subscribe button. It is totally free, and now we've got a lot to talk about this offseason. The draft is coming up. Cardinals have a top 3 pick. Lot to discuss here. Free agency, who they're going to sign to turn this thing around. I got you covered, so don't miss out. Look, Mike LaFleur going to stay coaching in the NFC West. We talked about this here on the show. I think it's a good idea for who Arizona had their candidates narrowed down to. I mean, if they had picked Raheem Morris, I would have crashed out here on the dang show. What had happened in their coaching search was the Cardinals set out to hire a young offensive coach. Through their interview process, they realized a defensive coach with a leadership style, a good leader of men, would be someone they were very open to. But ultimately, they land on an offensive guy in Mike LaFleur, who has worked under Sean McVay for years, who is the younger brother of Green Bay Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. And what I've always liked about this concept of taking a guy who is working in the NFC West is you automatically make the Rams a little bit worse and you make yourselves a little bit better. What has been the biggest issue for Arizona? They can't compete in the NFC West. Gannon never beat the Seahawks once. And so, what also happened was, well, Arizona wanted Clint Kubiak. And they told their candidates, yeah, we want to interview Kubiak real quick a second time, see how that goes. Turns out Kubiak was never going to pick Arizona. He was always going with the Raiders, who have the number 1 overall pick. Going to get their quarterback most likely. And that's the biggest thing here is Arizona doesn't have their quarterback situation figured out. I think that's what's deterred a lot of candidates. And also what we harp on a decent amount here is owner Michael Bidwell just doesn't write the checks as much as some of these other owners across the National Football League. Heck, even the Cleveland Browns owner, Jimmy Haslam, he is not scared to go deep into the pockets. I mean, that guy's worth $8 billion over there, and he was guaranteeing Deshaun Watson $200 million of it. So, you want to talk about a mess here. You can talk about Cleveland, but we're here to talk about Arizona. So, Mike LaFleur, what does he bring to this Cardinals team now? Because I want to say this about the Cardinals. I do think we're being disrespected. People saying it's the worst job you can ever think of. Let's pump the brakes here. We've got a lot of young talent and stars on offense to work with an offensive guy like Mike LaFleur. And if you want to succeed in this league, you need young offensive coaches. What Sean McVay is. You need guys like Kubiak, who the Raiders are hiring too. I mean, if you just pick a defensive coach, your offensive coordinator becomes that much more important for Arizona. And then if that OC is such a good guy, such a good season, well, he's just going to get hired as a head coach the year after that. You need a head coach who can run an offense, and I think Mike LaFleur is ready to take that step. Now, LaFleur was with the New York Jets as an offensive coordinator from 2021 to 2022. Let's not forget about that. But I think the same excuse that people give Robert Saleh, you could give to Mike LaFleur for the time in New York. There's no quarterback. Dysfunctional system. Bad offensive weapons, nothing to work with. Aaron Rodgers even probably screwed them over, at times. I'm ready to see Mike LaFleur here take charge, be the leader of a team, and take what he's learned from Sean McVay in Los Angeles to the Arizona Cardinals. Come to the desert, baby. Make us compete in the NFC West. I am optimistic about this hire. I do want your guys' opinions, though, in the comment section. So if you are excited about the hire, comment Y for yes. If you're pretty pessimistic about it, type N for no, and feel free to elaborate, explain your thinking here. I really want to see what you guys have to say about the hire, but I am optimistic about it. I think from everybody that the Cardinals had talked to, that it had been narrowed down to Mike LaFleur is a good hire. And one thing that does concern me is, the Cardinals last year, or I should say 2023, when they hired Jonathan Gannon, they were the last team to make a hire. Once again, they're the last team to make a hire. Good thing LaFleur was still in on this. The sources say that this is going to be a 5-year deal, just like most coaches are getting here. That's Tom Pelissero that has that. Um, and that is the pretty standard. I mean, that's what Todd Monken got. That's what John Harbaugh got. All the hires that are coming in, right? So after all their due diligence, Arizona has finally made the move. LaFleur, 38 years old, by the way. Kubiak out of the NFC West. Like, I think things could open up more than people realize, but that division is just so difficult. 49ers hiring Raheem Morris, funny enough, that just came in, folks, as their defensive coordinator. So we didn't want him a head coach. The Niners were right on him for DC. Hopefully the Cardinals get a new DC. They're definitely going to need a new offensive coordinator. For some reason, the Lions wanted Drew Petzing. You have fun with him, dude. I mean, okay, like, go for it. So I'll keep you guys updated on who Mike LaFleur brings as his offensive coordinator, but names to watch here are some guys on that Rams coaching staff. Nate Scheelhaase would be a phenomenal bring, but with LaFleur leaving, I imagine Scheelhaase is the favorite to be the Rams offensive coordinator. So, I'll keep you guys posted on that. I also think the Rams quarterback coach is a big name to watch here, and what he's been able to do, kind of making Stafford look like he could still sling it as an MVP candidate. I mean, if you could bring that out of our quarterbacks, whether it is Kyler Murray, whether it's Ty Simpson or a draft quarterback or a free agent quarterback, or no way they start Jacoby Brissett again, right? I mean, maybe. Kind of a soft benching for Kyler last year. But the point is, we need a guy that can figure out our quarterback. That's where success starts in the NFL. It's where it does. I get it. You could tell me defense wins championships. Look what the Patriots did. Got their quarterback, Drake May. Were terrible for a year with Drake May. But they knew he was their guy, so they got him the right head coach, Mike Vrabel, first-year head coach. Boom, they're in the Super Bowl. They're in the Super Bowl. I'm not kidding. They're in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's what you do. The Bears too. I mean, I'm not a big believer in Caleb Williams, but Chicago is. Draft him, get him a head coach, Ben Johnson, first-year head coach, playoff game, playoff win. It's what you do, and I think Mike LaFleur could be that guy to bring out the most of a quarterback that Arizona likes, and I will keep you posted on who that QB is. That is why you subscribe to the channel all offseason. We will be discussing Cardinals rumors and news every single day. And one more time for me, get in that comment section and give me a grade for this hire. Grading scale, just like a professor would use, A, B, C, D, or an F. Comment your letter grade that you give the Arizona Cardinals for hiring Mike LaFleur to be their next head coach. Again, I think of all the candidates left, love it for them. Love it. It's not like they were ever, if they were a team that had an owner that would spend and were a desirable destination, I would be like, oh, you should have got John Harbaugh. You should have got Robert Saleh. For the Cardinals situation, for who they had narrowed it down to, this is a good hire. And if a couple years it doesn't work, well, hopefully there's way more pieces by then, and more of the top candidates will want to come to Arizona. That's the bottom line. That's the take on the matter. Let's get some good vibes going and hope for the best for Arizona next season. Guys, thank you so much for watching in this edition of Cardinals Today. I will see you very soon. Appreciate you all. Much love. Go Arizona.